Hello, this is Matthew Robert Payne. Uh, uh, Question 39. Do people books on their life story sell well? This is uh, a question in a playlist of 50 hot potato questions for Christians. Do books on people's life stories sell well? I have to share with you that I've got 86 books at present, and uh, the book on my life sells about the fifth lowest sales out of the 86 books. I have 86 books that share different teachings of Jesus and share different aspects of the kingdom of God, and they all sell better than the book on my life. You would imagine by the time someone has 86 books that they're well known, and the people who are reading my books uh, would come to be fascinated with my life and want to learn more about my life as an author and go on to read my life story. And in some cases, that happens. But uh, the book remains to be one of my lowest sellers. People generally are not interested in a person's life unless they're a famous person or have done famous things. And you think about it, do you read the self-published book of one of your friends, or do you read a properly published book from a Hollywood star or some sort of movie star? Um, I'm aware that if most people consider that one day they'll write a book, they have the idea to write a book about their life, and they consider that that's the only book that they can write. And so they consider writing a book on their own life. And I'm afraid to tell you, to be honest, a book on your own life isn't going to sell well. You're not going to have a lot of people download your book and read your book. Um, I've found personally that even people that I know don't read my books. It's mostly strangers. And how are strangers ever going to find your book and find out that you have a book when they don't even know who you are? If you suffer from bipolar, like I do, and schizophrenia, you may write a book about the lessons you've learned from your life with bipolar, 10 tips to managing bipolar and having a successful life uh, despite it, would be a good title for a book. And in that book, I could go into a lot of detail about my life and the struggles I've had with my life. But someone who has a loved one who has bipolar, or someone who has bipolar, would possibly be interested in a book about 10 uh, tips to overcome bipolar and have a successful life. Even people who want to have a successful life may be interested in that book. So if you're thinking of writing a book about your life, consider writing a book, uh, 10, 10 ways uh, uh, to an overabundant life as a housewife, and you could write about a housewife, but you could write about 10 different factors that make you super achieve, that make you a good mother, that make you a good housekeeper, that makes you a good manager of money, that makes you a good cook. So if you're thinking of writing a book and you want to write a book about your life, consider the readers, consider giving readers something to benefit from your book, something that stands out and something that will teach them something rather than just a book about your life story. Sure, you can include your life story in the book, and each of your 10 points can be illustrated by stories out of your life and the lessons you learned from each of those stories. But if the book has a theme outside of your life, but has something that people can grab a hold of and something people can learn from, it will be a better book. As I said, I've got a book about my life, but it's a very low seller. But parts of me are in every book that I write. As you've come through this book, you've realized that I lean heavily on my own testimony, and parts and different glimpses of my life can be seen in the answers to each of these questions. So too can happen with your book on your life.